טורקיה לנהל את עזה מונע את פירוק חמאס. תבינו את הדבר הבסיסי. לא צריך להיות גאון.
We have lost the United States. We have lost the world. That is the extraordinary verdict from former Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett, as he accused Benjamin Netanyahu's government of losing control of Israel's strategic future. Bennett says Israel is no longer sitting at the table deciding what happens next. It has become the dish on the table.
Today, decisions about the fate of the State of Israel are made when we are not around the table. We are the dish on the table. Surrounding the table are Qatari representatives, Turkish, Americans, Europeans, talking about us. Even though today we have the greatest friend we ever had in the White House, gentlemen, we have lost the United States, we have lost the world. It's inconceivable. After 200 Israelis were slaughtered here in a pogrom, we are at the lowest point of Israel's status in the world since the establishment of the state.
Bennett's indictment goes straight into the heart of Netanyahu's right-wing coalition. He says the government has signed onto Trump's 20-point framework, and that Point 19 creates a path toward a Palestinian state. For Bennett, that is not just a detail. It's proof that a government elected on opposition to Palestinian statehood has accepted a framework that could lead there.
This is what happened with the 20 points. Do you know what point 19 of the 20 points is? Does anyone know? A path to a Palestinian state, okay? The so-called right-wing government, Ben-Gvir, Smotrich, and Bibi, are signed on an official document that establishes a path to a Palestinian state. We, of course, oppose this. We will need to also extricate ourselves from yet another hole they have dug us into.
And the anger isn't only about what Netanyahu's government is doing now. 1,000 days after October 7th, bereaved families are still demanding answers about what went wrong in the first place. At Tel Aviv's Habima Square, families and supporters called for a formal state inquiry and accused Israel's leadership of avoiding responsibility for the failures that preceded the attack.
How should a father explain to his daughter, who was burned to death in the war room in Nahal Oz, that the country that was supposed to protect her failed in leadership and failed in protecting her? How do you explain to her that the ultimate goal of the leaders is to cover up her death and escape responsibility? It is impossible to explain. Shame, truly a shame. The 1,000 days that have passed, 1,000 days in which we ask for only one thing: truth, justice, and next to them, the so meaningful word, rectification.
And while Bennett is calling for a new regional strategy, the Israeli right is pushing a radically different vision for Gaza. At a march calling for the return of Israeli settlements, National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir said Israelis want to return home to Gaza and urged the emigration of Palestinians.
I think there is a very, very clear statement here. The people of Israel want to return home, want to return to Gaza, and along the way also encourage emigration of whoever is necessary, because there are very many Gazans who want to leave. We should send them off in peace.
That puts two very different visions of Israel's future on the same political battlefield. Bennett wants regional alliances, normalization with Saudi Arabia and other countries, and Egypt playing a central role in Gaza. Ben-Gvir and settlement activists are demanding a return to Israeli settlement in the Strip. And beyond Gaza, Bennett's proposed security doctrine is colliding with another revolt inside Israel itself.
We will bring normalization with Saudi Arabia, with Indonesia, additional countries. We will build an alliance of moderate forces in the region against the Islamist forces, against Iran, against Qatar, Turkey, and all the radical forces. We will engage in active measures to shape the region. We will not wait behind walls that everyone fell in love with, but will go out to shape the region.
In Bnei Brak, ultra-Orthodox protesters are fighting the government over military conscription, insisting that forcing yeshiva students into the army threatens their religious way of life. And in Tel Aviv, protesters are accusing the same government of enabling settler violence in the West Bank. The grievances are completely different, but together they reveal just how many battles Netanyahu's government is fighting at home.
The army was defined as a melting pot anyway. To us, it is considered a church, and you know it's better to die than to enter a church. We will fight this, and the war will be without any compromise. There is a war on religion, like in the Crusades. We will not compromise on anything.
Today we're here to demonstrate against the terror of the occupiers, of the settlers in the West Bank. We demand government response against the settler violence and against the terrorism that settlers are enacting in all of the West Bank. And in general, we are here to call for the dissolution of the right-wing genocide government and to condemn all of the acts of violence done in our name by this government.
From Gaza to the West Bank, from military conscription to October 7 accountability, Israel's political fight is no longer simply about Netanyahu. It is about what Israel's security doctrine and the country itself should look like after the war. Bennett says Israel needs to rebuild its alliances and regain control of the regional agenda. The Israeli right wants deeper territorial control. Bereaved families want accountability. Other Israelis are demanding a different relationship with the Palestinians. And as the election approaches, the question facing Israel is becoming harder to avoid. Who gets to decide what comes next? And what does security actually mean?